White House Special Envoy to Russia and Ukraine, Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, here with us now. General, where are we at? Because Russia has returned its memorandum, its term sheet. They're keeping up all of their maximalist demands. And then you have Peskov saying that a meeting with the three leaders anytime soon is unlikely, and Medvedev saying that, you know, these talks aren't even meant to achieve a peace compromise, but meant to arrange the swift victory and complete destruction of Zelensky's government. So has any progress really been made?
Yeah, Jackie, John, thanks for having me today, both of you. Yeah, I think it has. I think Caroline said it very clearly. Look, when you look what's happened in the last 123 days, I've made this comment earlier that it's more progress than the last 123 days than 1,230 days in the previous administration, because we've had 5 major meetings. We had Riyadh, we had Jeddah, we had Paris, we had London, we had Istanbul, now we have Istanbul too as well. And the fact that both sides are actually facing each other, looking at each other, that hadn't happened before, and it's happened now because President Trump kind of drove us to a position where they're actually talking. And as long as you're talking, it's going to reduce the level of violence going into the future, at least you hope it is. And we're going to come up with a solution. Look, I'll be really honest with you, it's really hard. I mean, this is a very difficult situation that the president found himself in. And again, he inherited this war. He didn't start this war. He's trying to end this war, and he's trying to do it in a reasonable fashion. And I think what happened is we had a very reasonable position come in with Ukrainians. The Russians came in with a very maximalist position. And now what you try to do is you try to bridge that. You try to say, okay, where are the areas that we can actually work? And we can actually kind of find where this will work out. And I think that's what we're trying to do right now, even in Istanbul, when you had the Ukrainian chief negotiator, Umerov, there. Medinsky is the chief Russian negotiator there, sitting together, looking at each other and saying, okay, how can we get together? And the Turks have been very, very good. Their foreign minister, Fidan, was there. He's kind of the mediator, the one who's actually physically on the ground. And President Erdogan of Turkey has been very, very supportive of the meetings. It's the reason why the second time we went into Istanbul to do this. So, Jackie, I'm kind of a born optimist that I hope hopefully we can get to a position, because the deaths are horrendous, the violence is horrendous, and you want to kind of cut back on that. And I'm telling you, the risk levels are going way up. I mean, what happened this weekend, people have to understand in the national security space, when you attack an opponent's part of their national survival system, which is their triad, the nuclear triad, that means your risk level goes up because you don't know what the other side's going to do. You're not sure. And that's what they actually did. And the one that really concerned me was the fact that there have been reports that they attacked the northern fleet headquarters in Severomorsk. And if that's the case, when you attack 2 legs of a triad, that first of all, it was a very bold attack. And when you do that, it's very clear the risk levels will go up. And I think that's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to get to a position where the risk levels are going so high that this thing will expand, and that's where we don't want to be.
So you're referencing the drone attack over the weekend against several air bases that the Russians have, and a lot of Bear bombers, which are the air component of their nuclear triad, were taken out. I mean, it was like shooting fish in a barrel for the Ukrainians with their drones. Here's what the AP said about that. While some Russian military bloggers compared it to another infamous Sunday surprise attack, that of Japan's strike on the U.S. base at Pearl Harbor in 1941, others rejected that analogy, arguing the actual damage was far less significant than Ukraine claimed. But it did show that Ukraine was capable of hitting Russian targets deep in their own territory.
Yeah, John, each age has its own style of warfare, and we're seeing now drone warfare, and we're going to have to adapt to that and look at that. And it's not so much the damage done on the bombers, which was what you call the Bear, in the NATO terms, we call them Bear and Blackjack, because the 22s, the Tupolev 22s, those are the swept wing ones, that they're all nuclear capable. But anytime you attack the triad, it's not so much the damage you do on the triad itself, like the delivery vehicles, the bombers, but it's the psychological impact you have. And it showed
that was a huge embarrassment to people.
Well, and I think what it showed that Ukraine is not lying down on this. Ukraine is basically, we can play this game too, and they can raise the risk level to levels that are basically, to me, they've got to be unacceptable.
And increase the cost for Russia, too, is $7 billion in damage. But before we let you go, are the sanctions drafted and ready to go if the president so chooses to use them?
I talked to Lindsey Graham this last weekend, and I believe they are. They're ready to go. They call it the Russian Sanctions Act 2025. And I think he's got them set and ready to drop. And they're pretty onerous. I mean, when you look at the fact that the terror, the 500% on petroleum products, and look.
So the ones
Russia's
in Congress and the White House are one and the same. They're not two different packages of sanctions.
No, they're both the same.
Got it.
And it's the because Russia's a petrostate, and a lot of their money comes out of the petrochemicals.
Yeah.
And that's what they're really going after.
Well, we hope that there are some positive developments in all of this. We're counting on you.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Thank you,
luck
Jim.
with
Good to see
all
you.
of it.
Thanks, John.
Great
Thanks,
work.
Jackie.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.